Morning, YouTube people. It is I, Grateful Recovering Addict, attempting to bring you another segment of Hypodermically Speaking, Confessions of a Spoon Cooker, Pardon the Recovery. It's 9 in the morning where I'm at. Just woke up. I need a new mattress. Because the mattress been sleeping on, no good. Everything hurts. My shoulders, my arms, my back, my lower back. And it's not good for me in the long run. I have a spare mattress at my parents' house, which I just thought of last night. I don't know why. Could have been using it while I've been staying here this whole time. I have an extra mattress that a buddy of mine from my old job at the furniture place, Troy, he basically gave me a deal on it. Paid like $100 for it. It's like a brand new mattress, soft, got all that Tempur-Pedic accommodations on it, and it's been sitting in my parents' garage. I just had to store it there, and it just dawned on me last night. I should have had it. I could have had my dad bring it down here where I'm at and swapped it out with the one I've been sleeping on. Look at this mattress. See this mattress? You see this? Look how small this mattress is, right? And then look at the quality of it. Right? So that's why you haven't been getting too many new videos. Basically, I've been attempting to sleep, right? Like I'm attempting to give you this video. And just and attempting to go to work and do that, and then whatever free time I had, whatever else I got going on. It's been kind of busy last couple weeks. Took a vacation and was away for a little bit. I had to get back into the swing of things, right? So I had Jordan May. Shout out to Jordan May. You left a comment on one of my favorite videos, the band Wendy's commercial, right? I like that video. I'm glad you were watching that. And you're asking about when I'm gonna more videos. If I'm still doing more videos. I'm still doing more videos. I'm gonna have to work. I have to work on getting the content out because I have ideas and stuff. I have it all planned out, and I have the people and everything. It's just a matter of time, because the reality right now, the timing is not too good because I got work, I got other stuff going on, but I gotta make sure I provide it, right? That's why I'm making a video to drop today. I have another video I was gonna drop, but I have to look through it and make sure it's everything that's in it is okay to drop. So, but today's video is gonna focus on some of the stuff I see on the news, the politics, the world events, things that I have an opinion on, things I don't like, right? So I'm gonna tell you the things I see in the world today that I don't like, that I don't agree with, that I feel that aren't being addressed or handled in the correct way. So let me start out with, I got my other phone here. I'm gonna read some of the stuff on the news. So I'm watching this thing right now on the YouTube. It's about the history and origins of the human race cover-up, Forbidden Archaeology Explained. So yeah, Forbidden Archaeology Explained. That's the whole study of archaeology. So you're going to go to the past, right? The present's going to go into the past to learn from the past, to see what was going on back then and have its interpretation, right? But if they suppress that information, like if they dug up, you know, a buried city, right? Buried in the desert, it was buried in sand. They dig it up, like, and they see that they had all this ancient technology, right? They find artifacts like pottery, whatever. They find that this used to be this, and this is like, we didn't know that they even had it back then, right? They had that computer they found at the bottom of the ocean with all the gears and stuff and like those little teeth. They should not have had the technology back then to build stuff like this. So if they were able to have stuff like this, did they build it themselves? Did they get it from somewhere else? Did it was already there when they came across it? You know, so like somebody out there on purpose is suppressing human history and that knowledge, and they're trying to basically manipulate what's been going on in the history of the human. Who knows? Like, my whole thing is like, I think that there's a ruling, however you want to call them, like elite, powers that be, some kind of shadowy group of individuals, whether they're human or not, right? Could be like lizard roach people. And they have a firm grasp on everything going on here. Like, you could have your politics, you could have your Democrats and your Republicans vote on whatever. You could have any politician, bipartisan, bring up a bill, whatever, and they vote on it. None of that matters, because these are the people that are in charge. Everything else is a distraction, because if this game is rigged, right? If this was a fair, honest system, implemented system that we are in right now, it would make a difference, but it doesn't, because like I said, the controlling powers that be, they rigged the game from the get-go. There's certain things we can on our own, but they're not going to allow us to gain any further momentum and power, because they want to restrict that control. They want to control us. They have all the money in the world. They print the money in the world. They have getting the control of the resources. They can get all that, but like, the one thing that they want to focus on is getting the control of the human, the individual. That's why they want the vaccines. That's why they want these microchips. They want everybody tagged. They want all this, they want, and then they also want the population control. So they put the fluoride in the water, and then they also put the chemtrails in the air, and then they put they turn our food into Play-Doh, and Bill Gates buying up all the farmland. That's one thing I want to talk about. Bill Gates buying up all that farmland. He's not supposed to buy up farmland. He's a tech guy. What business he got buying up farmland, taking land away from farmers and people that know what to do with it? He knows how to do microchips and computers and video games and stuff like this. There's no business for him doing that. If he got all that billions of dollars, he needs to give that money away to where people can use it. He don't have any say in how to use it. If that's your whole thing. You want to give all your money away, you give it away. Then don't jam people up later by saying, "Oh, I gave the money," whatever. Don't be the evil guy. You're an evil guy. You're a bad guy. You know what I'm saying? You're not good for people. You're not good for people.
Here are some of these sounds.
I got my Lipton tea. I like my Lipton tea. It's good stuff. All right, so I'm gonna start reading some of the stuff I find on the news, right? Olympic charter being burned. Okay, they're gonna Russian politicians think about the Olympic charter. I'm not gonna really read into that one. What else they got over here? Oh, these more. All right, so this one I was gonna talk to you about. The Kremlin comments on the Griner options. That women's basketball player was like the Mercury, right? She played for the Mercury or something. Brittany Griner. What team did she play for? I think it was the Mercury, not the Liberty. Did they even say? Do they even know? I'm trying to read this, but anyway, so I know she's a women's WNBA player. And so look, here it's a political play, right? She went over to Russia to either play off season with the Russian team or something involving with sports, right? She was doing sports stuff, right? And she accidentally had packed, or it was in her bag, less than from what I understand, a gram of the vapes. So the cartridges, less than a gram. You know what a gram looks like? You know what less than a gram looks like? Honest, right? I just was watching, right, this border thing with Australia. They got people going through their customs, and they have like a swab test that they swab and they bring it to a machine, and like it tests positive for cocaine and epinephrine, and they caught this lady with a marijuana cigarette, right? And these people, like, I know it's a TV show, number one, but also like, cocaine and epinephrine, those are serious drugs, the meth, right? Those are like the ones you get locked up for, you go to jail time, which is understandable. You should not be messing around with that stuff. She got caught with a vape cartridge. The only difference is she got caught with in Russia. Russia is one of those countries where they don't play, right? Number one, so you gotta know this going into Russia. Like, you get caught with Russia with anything, they gotta make your life problematic, and these are corrupt people. These are bad people for business. Do not trust the Russians. I got a kid downstairs. He's a Russian Jew, right? He's a cool kid. I get along with him fine, but he's Russian, so I'm not gonna tell them everything. I'm not going to tell them what I'm thinking and my opinion, because I know how these people think. All right, that's neither here nor there. This is not being racist. This is just, you do not trust the Russians. There's a lot of, you know, stereotypical and references throughout history to not trust the Russians, right? Especially if you're American, do not trust the Russians. But she got caught with less than a gram of the vape, and they wanted to do some kind of political. Biden said today that this is unacceptable. First of all, the Biden administration and the majority of the politicians that are today, around today, and the ones in the past are just as bad, right? Their intentions are just as bad as those you hear on the news. People doing all these other crazy things. Someone goes out there and shoots somebody over cold French fries, or somebody stabs somebody over this, so that, like, any of those current events where it's violence, the politicians, the administration, especially Biden's people, all that stuff, they're as bad, right? On that scale, you can find them on that scale as those people on the news doing those kind of things. Because these people, the Biden administration, they're crooks, they're criminals, they're shysters. They're not good for us. They're not good for our health. They're not good for our business in this country. They're going to bring us down. And then when they move to the side, they'll have some new retard puppet, right? And we'll forget all about them. They'll make their way through the news channel. By then, they'll already be gone. They'll have the Secret Service protecting them. So like Obama, we're not going to see him as much, right? Except when he's dancing in his COVID lockdown or something on his birthday, some nonsense. You're going to hear little snippets, right? Because all these folks stick together. So as soon as the cameras are turned off, these people are sitting down with each other to have dinner, and they're like, you saw what we did? We got the American people good, those retards, because they all friends. They all know each other. They all have the agenda. There's someone or something guiding these people to do and say everything they do. And then you got the people out here like you and me watching them. People like me know the difference. I can see, but I don't have any. I'm not going to go. I can't, because they're going to lock me up. They're going to call me a domestic terrorist if I fight against any of this stuff. So I have to live my life within these confines. It's the way it's set up. Or you don't know any better, and you listen and watch what they do, and you're just like, yeah. You know, don't make any sense. But anyway, so this Brittany, what's her name? Brittany Griner, right? They wanted to do some kind of what they call it. They wanted to prisoner swap, right? Prisoner swap. They wanted to take her and trade her for. They wanted to trade her back to us and swap her out with that guy that did the movie. You know that movie Nicolas Cage did, Lord of War? This is the guy that's the real Lord of War. He was actually what the movie was based on. They wanted to swap her out with him, but also like another Russian guy, right? So like they have another U.S. guy. This Brittany Griner and another American. They want to trade both of them for that Lord of War dude. Then later, that was America's deal at first, and then Russia said something. We're like, nah, make a trade where either you free an assassin, but it's not going to be from American jail. It's going to be from another country's jail. So they want America to go to this other country. I forgot which one it was. I don't know if they say it. And they talk to this country and be like, yo, let this guy go. So, like, trade this guy for these two. But that country's not going to do that, because, like, how does it benefit me? We don't want these two. If you want this person to be released, which is, by the way, an international assassin. I don't know exactly who they killed, but if you want this guy released, you better give me something. So now America got to give something else up to get this idiot out of jail, to only trade that idiot back to these people and get him back here. And then it's a whole political play, because it just boggles the mind. But it's like Russia got, it's in their court, right? The ball's in their court, so they're controlling this field, this outcome. So I waste too much time talking about this whole thing. I just watched a video by a lesbian saying, too, old school lesbian. She's probably like in her 40s or 50s right now. So she's been around the time frames where they were fighting for the thing. Here's my whole thing. I'm gonna tell you what she said first, and then I'm gonna tell you my thing. She said that if she had known, right, that today, if she had known that today, that by fighting for her rights as like a lesbian woman or a gay woman, that it would only culminate to a point where they take children to drag shows, where these drag shows have allowed the child molesters and the pedophiles in their community Had she had known that fighting for her rights back then, that's what would have happened, she would have done it, right? She's saying this on the computer with the tears and everything, the emotions you can see, right? So I don't know if you noticed, but you got those drag shows. Also on the news, they were saying like drag people, men in drag and all those trans and weirdos reading the books to kids about drags and stuff. Once you allow these people, right, like you allow the gay people to get rights. That's how it started. Because in the beginning, it's just a man and a woman. It is what it is. You got to deal with it, right? That's the way it's always always gonna be. Now you start thinking like I'm not happy to be a guy. I wanna be able to see what it's a woman, or I'm a chick and like, yo, I'm feeling this other chick. Okay, that's great. You experiment when you're a teenager, right? You experiment with a teenager. Like I never messed around with that stuff, but when you're a teenager, you feel like you want to do something like this. That's the time to do it. It's not like the rest of your life you're gonna go do that. Because society doesn't work that way. We had to change all these laws and rules for these people to accommodate them because they're so sensitive, and it just boggles the mind. But you start allowing people to think this way. I'm not gonna be straight. I'm not gonna go get married. I'm gonna go be gay. I'm gonna go like this dude over here, or I'm this chick and I'm gonna go like this chick over here, or I don't like either one of them. I want to be identified as binary, non-binary, or trans, or whatever these words they come up with, right? They got all this crazy LGBTQ 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shit. It's just crazy. But once you allow these kind of things to happen, where they get, all right, you want to be gay, you have rights. You want to be lesbian, you have rights. You want to be trans, you want to be queer, you want to be whatever the fuck. How soon? Because like the people that it's a sexual identification, right? Identifying as like I like this sex. I like this sex, only this sex. Or I don't like this sex. Or I don't want to have sex. Or I only, whatever. How soon do you think before people that, those weirdos, those child molesters and pedophiles and other kinds of weird things that go on in the world come forward and say, hey, I identify as this. I have my rights. It's going to be a matter of time before some stupid politician, some stupid lawmaker says, you know what? We have to protect these people. These have rights. And then they're going to go out and touch your kids. They're going to go out there and be in those drag shows. And even if they don't get full rights, they're going to fly under the radar. They're gonna do all that stuff. This is what these sick people do. These twisted, sick people, and that's how it's gonna go in the future. It's gonna be all these weird. It's just a bunch of weird stuff going on, and like they want the powers that be want this because this destroys humanity's morals, ethics. It weakens us as whole as a humanity. It distracts us from what they got going on. It doesn't bring us any more closer together as a humans. You understand what I'm saying? I don't even want to talk about this crap like that. Let me find something interesting else in the news. Let me shoot down some more stuff. Kevin Spacey ordered to pay over $30 million. All right, so he's going to pay $30 million, I guess, and not go to jail. Wasn't he supposed to go to jail? His losses appealed to overturn the arbitration award. Prosecutors are hard to cards. All right, so there's some nonsense. He must have pissed someone off in Hollywood. Someone must have saw how much money he had. They're gonna take his money. So he was a good actor. He was in good movies, but not much really else to say there. Cuts ties to U.S. China cuts ties with U.S. on critical issues. Okay, what are these critical issues? Washington, several areas in retaliation for Nancy Pelosi's trip to Taiwan. I got it. Nancy Pelosi. All right, her husband gets the DUI because he's out late, probably some brothel whorehouse, and she get upset. They get caught him on TV. That's why they didn't release that DUI footage. Okay, I see how she's doing it. And then she goes to China. No, she flies to Taiwan to piss off China. There was no point to going her to Taiwan except her husband has business interests in Taiwan. You know what Taiwan has? Taiwan produces microchips and all that electronic components and parts, and he has investments in there. And she went to go check on it. And if China took over Taiwan, we basically lose the world's leading producer of microchips, circuitry, and a lot of the gizmos and gadgets that they make go into the stuff we use every day. So there'll be a global shortage. So it's all political, man. These people, they control. They know where to go, what to do, what to say, how to get their agenda across. And little by little, you got to pick up on these things. Because, like, why these people are basically, we supposedly voted for them. We supposedly put them in power. I don't know how they got in power. I never heard of these people when I was whatever. But now when they running around, they act like they don't owe nobody nothing. They're just going to go seek their own interests, which is crazy because they're taking my US dollars, my taxes, and paying for these flights. And, you know, they don't show no receipts. Like Like when I work my job, I show my receipts when I buy something with the card. I go always show my work. I have to do a debriefing at the end of my job, right? These people don't do that. They just get in front of a camera and lie, and the camera turns off and they laugh, and then the people forget about it and they go back to their TV dinners and go back to the $1 billion lottery, and they just forget about it. None of this makes any sense on how things are going. It's like the world is turning into like that movie, Idiocracy. It's like, I don't know, they're all drinking the same Gatorade, I guess. There's no business Nancy Pelosi going to Taiwan unless she had her personal business going to Taiwan. Not our business, hers. So there's no, as a politician, she had no business going there. Right? U.S. basketball bosses react to Griner prison sentence. How are they going to react? You can't do nothing. Why didn't you send her lawyers? You're going to have a bunch of retards standing around with signs saying, bring you home. That doesn't do nothing. It's just stupid. Do something, you know. Write a letter. Russian cybercrime suspect extradited to the U.S. See, what are the odds now? They're going to extradite this guy to the U.S. and they're going to do some kind of prison swap deal. This is all perfect timing, right? FBI warns of spectacular terrorist attack. That's another thing with the Biden administration. They just caught that. So they just killed that terrorist, Osama 2 or whatever. You know, one of those Al-Qaedas. And there wasn't too much publication about that. But yeah, what was his name? Killed Ayman al-Zawahiri, right? So check this out. All right. Borders and customs, homeland security is very important for this country, right? It's the name chosen to describe basically. It's like, listen, like, they're not going to allow bad people into this country to harm people like you and me, right? Our kids and everybody, right? You got to have a border, you got to have customs, you got protections, because you don't know who's coming into where, right? What they're bringing with them, who they are, what their intentions are coming here, right? Biden stopped building that wall. You're letting all these people come in. You know what they're doing? From my sources, they're letting these people in. When they catch them, they don't even return them back to wherever they say they came from, right? They could be looking brown, and they say they were in Mexico, but they could be Al-Qaeda. You don't even know. What they do is they stick it. Either they give you a cell phone, and off you go, and they just say, listen, you're going to New Jersey. Don't leave New Jersey. They could just leave the phone in New Jersey and wander off. Or some of them begin those ankle monitor bracelets. You could cut them shits off because you're not, it's like, you know, it's like, what's your name? I'm Bobby Johnson in 2B when really he's the short whatever, right? So all these people coming into the country, not all of them are bad. But there's ones that are coming here with bad intentions. Those bad hombres, like Trump was saying, right? They're coming here to fuck shit up, basically. They look to do some bad shit, and it's just a matter of time for it. They make it happen. And I don't want it to happen near me, anybody I care about, any of you guys. So what else we got? Terrorists, Taiwan, Nancy Pelosi, and then Griner, and then all this other crazy stuff. U.S. calls off nuclear missile test. Why would you call off the nuclear missile test? Pentagon postponed the scheduled Chinese. Oh, because they don't want to provoke China. China was doing their drills, so they felt like if we do our drill right now, maybe China will. Pussies. U.S. declares public health emergency. Probably that monkeypox shit. That's another thing. The fucking yeah. See, despite the monkeypox virus almost exclusively affecting gay men, White House said every American should take it seriously. Why? So we can line up to take a vaccine first 2-3 times in a row. After, you know, get the third time shot after the first 2 didn't work, and then who knows who's really regulating all this, if the needles are clean or what's in this monkeypox, and if it's only affecting gay people, well, what do I got to worry about it for? I make sure I always wipe the seat in the house. You know, there's probably a couple of gay guys in here. I wipe the seat with the rubbing alcohol. You know, I don't have to. I take care of myself. You know what I mean? World Health Organization declared monkeypox. How is it a world thing if is the majority of the world gay or bisexual or something that I'm not aware of? That this is like everybody's go like when I go to bed at night, right after I go to work, I do my work thing. I come home to this house, right, a sober house. I eat whatever, and then I go to my bed. I share my room with one other dude. When we go to sleep, I sleep in my bed. He sleeps in his bed. what is the rest of the world doing? Are they jumping around and doing weird shit? Because that's what it sounds like if there's a health crisis with the monkeypox. People out there doing some weird shit. You know? And that's not cool. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, yo, it's cool behind 2 consenting adults. No, that shit is weird. You're causing health concerns. By you touching each other's butts with your peepees, you're spreading disease and filth and all kinds of stuff. That's weird. And then you're bisexual, you're bisexual, right? You don't even admit it or whatever. You're a dude and you go with another dude, and then you catch some disease. You don't say nothing, and then oh, I'm not gay no more. I'm gonna be with a chick. You spread that shit to a chick, and then you ruin her life. You leave her. She doesn't know what's going on. She still wants to be with somebody, and she spreads that shit. You're fucked up. There's no other way to say you're fucked up. You're fucked up people. Fucking people. All right, so Kremlin points to real cause of global disorder. Global stability was undermined by the 2014 Western orchestrated coup d'etat in Ukraine. That kind of rings a bell. So the Ukraine thing. Ukraine's the new Israel, yo. It's supposed to be the new Israel because they want to colonize that place. They want to kick the Ukrainians out, get them to migrate across the whatever, right? They're coming to America and they're just letting them in here in New York. They're sticking them in the homeless shelters and stuff. So now we got more people that we can't even handle, you know, and they're going to claim asylum and they were traumatized. They're going to get funding, and then the future's going to be their kids in public schools who are your kids, and they're going to be taught that equality and rights, and it's going to be so stupid. But whatever, I know it's a bad situation because not all of them know what's going on. They're not aware. They're getting bombed. They're getting shot. They're getting kicked out of their home. They're getting, it's a big mess. Not everybody's understands what's going on, but they want to get these people out of this piece of land out so they can bring in eventually these people to this piece of land so they can establish this new thing that's already been around, and it's going to piss off the surrounding people in that area. Like so many movies and shows you've seen, somebody sells out somebody to get something, and then these people realize what's going on. By then it's too late, and in those happy movies they overcome and they unite and they overthrow. So we see what happens. It's crazy. I'm telling you, like the powers that be have a plan. They be sitting there at night with their strategic people, like the family, if they're family, right, or whatever, their cult or cabal or their clan or there's some weird inbred hick shit. They're gonna be sitting there at each other and they'll be like, someone's gonna be the one directing it. They're gonna say, you have this. We need this from you to do this. You, because of this, you have this. We need you to do this, and then you guys come together. We will have these people come here, and then we will implement this, and we will rule the world. Ha ha ha. That's what these people do, and they don't care about human life. We're expendables to them. Like they'll kill us all just to see what they want happen on the global stage. They'll do it. You know, they've been doing it. When the Great Depression hit America back in 1929 and the 30s, what did we do? We went to war. Who attacked? Right? It's a whole conspiracy. It's messed up. They never give people a chance to process what's going on. Instead, they hit you with another distraction, like, oh, well, instead of fixing the Great Depression and taking us off the gold standard, you know, we'll just go to war and like have people die, and the ones who ask questions will die, and by the time the war's over, they come back, there'll be no more questions. They'll just be the 50s, and we'll produce a whole bunch of stuff with radiation, plutonium, and uranium, and all this weird stuff, and they'll die off from that. And then the 60s will say free love and hippies and stuff, and there'll be weird sex and drugs going on. Then the 70s will have disco and cocaine, and all the Cuban, and then the Miami, and then the gang wars and stuff. And then the 80s, you're gonna have the crack hit. Everybody's gonna go nuts with that one. Then the 90s, you're gonna have the HIV. You're gonna have the heroin and stuff. And then 2000s, you're gonna have 9/11. And then 2010s, you're gonna have the 2008 global crisis with the housing market and stuff. And then you're gonna have a whole bunch of other stuff. You're gonna have gangsta hip hop get in the way. It's gonna turn the kids' brains to mush. I'm telling you, man, this is the stuff that they come up with. They're sitting there all day, just like, how can we mess with these people, the people of the world, while we go ahead and move? Because right from under our noses, they're taking our lands, our resources, our freedoms, our values, our morals, our ethics, our families, our kids, our future. They're taking all that stuff away little by little. The water you drink, fluorinated. How do you know the cell phone you got isn't emitting some kind of radiation that's causing you to become sterile or cancerized? You get the food you buy in the store, the prices are going up, right? Gas is going up. When they have all this stuff, and they have the renewable resources, right? They have this suppressed information, suppressed technology. They don't want us to be aware of it. They don't want us to do it. It's all about control. They want to control the people. Shit, if I was those people, if I was in control, I would want to control you too. But I'm not evil like that. You know, I would want to. See, I'm not there, so I can't really answer that. But like, just thinking about it for a second, it's like, if that's the role I had, right? If I had to be responsible for control, like let's say like, it's a whole bunch of people on this planet. They didn't know everything, but I'm on this planet, and like I just had access to all this wealth of information. That goes back to the Adam and Eve story with the apple. Like once they bit the apple and they knew everything, it's like you know everything. It's like it's ignorance is bliss, but once you know everything, it's like all right, you know everything. So off you go now. Go figure it out. It's like you don't know everything. You're ignorant, right? Like a child. It's like, well, someone's got to be responsible to take care of them. So what the world is, like somebody has access to all this wealth of information, all this suppressed knowledge, right? I'm getting tired. I need to go to sleep for a little bit, take a nap. But yo, so what they do is they choose to trickle down what they want to us, and by releasing to whatever, they have an agenda for that. Also, they control. They have the ability to control, right? Because they have this technology, this information. So that's what they're gonna do. They have the advantage. Like if I had some kind of advantage right now, where I can make a little extra money, or I can have a little extra control just to get ahead. Nothing evil, not to hurt nobody, right? Not to go out and start taking houses from people, cars, and people's money in the pockets and stuff like this. But if I had the advantage, or let's say I could go to AC and have it always go in my favor where I make money, or I could go out there and find out what to put together to build a car that runs off of, you know, a rock, of water, whatever, right? If I had this knowledge, I would give myself the advantage. May not tell everybody right away, because if everybody did it, then you know how that goes. But at the same time too, if it made sense, like common sense, pass it on, or like, you know, being humble, pass it on, right? Like, I'm not gonna go let someone go hurt themselves, right? Like if I could help you without hurting me or you, I will. But there's some things you keep to yourself if it's advantageous to yourself, right? So I'm just gonna end this video like this, because it's already been like 32 minutes on the video, and I gotta get stuff to do. I got work and shit. But Trump burying, what was that, his first wife on his Bedminster, New Jersey property, that's a tax write-off. That's going to be future too. They're going to be making us eat crickets. This is the future we're going to be coming to. It's going to be a bunch of weird, gay, trans, fucking drag, fucking child pedos making us eat crickets. And we're going to be riding our bicycles around because gas prices are going to be too high. And then you're going to have shit blowing up because of the terrorists and all these fanatics and extremists. And you're going to have the politicians just getting on in front of the camera telling stupid-ass jokes. This is the future we're coming to, unless somebody says something, somebody addresses this, somebody basically calls them out for their bullshit, and then we start getting real educated, smart people with backbones and morals and ethics. They're not going to take a bribe, not going to be bought out, and they're not going to sell out in the system, right, into the political system. And we gotta start with ourselves. You gotta start drinking. You gotta start taking care of yourself. You gotta start eating right. You gotta start drinking whatever's available, because I know a lot of stuff out there is expensive, a lot of stuff out there you have access to, but you gotta do what you can. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather starve than eat the Play-Doh, than the genetically modified, the GMO Play-Doh that Bill Gates is pumping out, right? Boil your water, right? Don't eat that fast food nonsense. Go out there and get some vegetables. Like, yo, you can make a good meal. You get some zucchinis, you get some broccoli, you get some mushrooms, you get a little olive oil and garlic, you fry that up, and then you can put the whole wheat pasta in a little olive oil and butter. You could even throw in like that sliced cheesesteak, mix it with some tomato sauce. You can make yourself a little pasta, you know what I mean? You could, whatever happened to canned tuna and a bag of chips and a little like orange juice. Whatever happened to waking up and boiling a couple eggs, putting a little mustard on them, a little butter toast, right? Whole wheat toast, cinnamon raisin, whatever you like. Whatever happened to just having a good old bowl of fashioned cereal, right? And having walking, people walking. You go for exercise. You're sitting in the house, you got nothing to do. Don't watch the TV. Go walk. And if you're going to go walk, don't have the phone in your hand because you're going to go walk into the street, get hit by a car. So let me end it like this. Just start paying attention, right? You got to be out there. You got to be mindful. You got to be mindful and aware and be conscious of where you are and where you aren't conscious. Because this way you become more and aware and conscious you become. Just think about that for a second. I got to go. Enjoy.